right, my secret sauce today is some nuts and bolts screen printing basics. Registration starts on the exposure unit. There are few things on the screen printing production floor that will drive you crazy, like setting up a multicolor job and finding one of the screens is burned lower than the others. And it's never the first screen you set up. What I'm referring to is finding that the image exposed on a screen is lower on one screen than the images on the other screens. The result? Starting over again with your setup. Of course, one tip on the screen or on the press is to leave about 3/4 of an inch space between the screen frame and the clamp. That allows a little leeway for lining up your screens. But as the title suggests, secret sauce today is registration starts on the exposure unit. You can, of course, invest cash money in a system for lining up graphics in the exact same place on each screen. There's a system or a device that will do just about anything in this industry. Or you can use my super simple and absolutely free option. It's your choice. Here's the free method. You'll need two things: color tape and scotch tape. For my color tape, I like to use PMI split tape because it's really wide and it's white. Other than that, scotch tape is scotch tape. I'm sure there's some former clear tape executive who would differ with me, but just grab that tape you used to wrap your kid's birthday gift. Okay, we're going to start out by lay a screen on your exposure unit where you feel your best exposure is, your ideal positioning of that screen. Next, cut off 5 or 6 inches of color tape. Place the color tape on the glass horizontally along the edge of the screen in the lower right-hand corner closest to you. Now cut another 5 to 6 inch strip and place it perpendicular on the glass along the bottom edge of the screen. You're forming a color tape right angle on the glass. If you want to do the same thing on the left-hand side instead, that's cool too. This isn't exactly rocket science, but it is science. You can just leave this tape on the glass all the time if you only burn one size screen. So remove the screen from the glass and position your first film positive where you want it to burn on the screen. Lay that blank screen back on top again so that you're sure you've chosen the best position, everything's straight, and everything's true. So take that test screen off again and do the most important part of this process. Take your scotch tape and tape the film down on the glass with one piece of tape on the top right corner of the image, the other piece of tape on the top left-hand corner, two pieces of tape holding it down. Load your emulsion coated screen and expose it. After exposure, take the screen to the sink for washout. Now, take your next film positive and lay it on top of the one that you just exposed, right there on the glass. Make sure the registration marks and image line up perfectly with each other. Take your scotch tape and tape the new film on the bottom left and bottom right corners of the film, opposite of where you taped the previous one. Lift up that second film, grab that film that you just exposed, pull it off, and expose that screen, the next screen that you put on. Repeat, taping top, then bottom, taping top, and then bottom, and so on. When you go to the press, each of your screens will be perfectly aligned with one another. It's the little details that help you be a successful decorator. That's my secret sauce for today.